I didn't stay for the whole game between the opening Edmonton Oilers and Golden Knights. I don't even know who won. It's the next morning. I can't look it up. I don't have internet here. It was Forrest. I don't know. Besides the wording I'm going to use to express this idea, I had to call my dad for help again. And he says he understands. But I don't think that was ever the case. I don't think they understand, and if they do, then that makes it even worse. A lot of these questions as to how I am goes back to, well, the dogs, the family dogs. Now, they never listened. In fact, they do almost the exact opposite of listening because they don't understand how this behavioral psychology works as to how to train dogs. They think they can just yell. And if it's loud enough, if it's often enough, they will just listen. But they don't. The dogs don't listen, they're not trained. In fact, the dogs trained them. And for all of their effort, 10 times more effort than it would be to just put in the fucking work to start off with, the dogs don't listen. In fact, they do almost the exact opposite of listen because that's what gets them the attention. And when they listen, nothing good ever comes from it. It's just constantly trying to beat them in line, but without the energy to even get off the fucking couch. What goddamn parents are you guys? Seriously. You think that all of my problems are individually on me and that you guys are mitigated from any blame into my dysfunction that I developed through my 25 years of living with you guys to the point in which I nearly died in my own bed multiple times over? Like, come on. It's idiotic. And for as much blame and guilt I stack onto myself because that means personal power, the power to change these things, what responsibility are you guys taking? Yeah, you go to work, you make money. Hoopla, hoopla, you afforded the big house in the suburbs. Hoopla. You got the fast car. You got the societal status, except it's all a mask to hide your neuroticism. And then, on top of that, the idea that you guys aren't successful, that you traded real success for the image of success. And the image, a real image of success, is a happy family. A happy family that can persevere through economic struggle and turmoil, but instead, we got a house in the suburbs. We got a Cadillac. We got, well, no longer high paying jobs because that turned out to be a straight fucking fantasy. And we got a broken family, held together by the strings of the money in which we sacrificed this family's stability for. How much does all of this shit worth when your son is dead? When your daughters are neurotic and narcissistic and going through their own pain in which they've learned from me best not to speak about, because as soon as you speak about these things, it makes it 10 times worse. The treatment you get for standing out of line to say that this hurts too much is just more hurt. You know, more whips for the dog. Except at a systemic level, but it's pretty funny because I did much better in the hospitals. I did much better in the psych wards. That it was straight up systemic abuse against mentally ill kids, but you know what? I did better. Because at least in that situation, I was going through shit, but together with people who understood the trauma, who went through it beside me. And then I would go home, yes, to my comfy suburban house, sure. But then I'm alone. I'm locked in my own basement. Not out of force, but out of the idea that my perpetually messy room was the least toxic place in that house. That at least I was safe from everybody else, surrounded by my own mess like Diogenes surrounded by shit. At least it keeps away the shit of other people. My family doesn't understand. Not even a fucking cent do they understand. And now they are repeating the exact same mistakes, saying they understand. Saying they are sorry before doing the exact same thing they said they were sorry for without the ability to self-reflect that it is the exact same behavior, or that an apology takes more than just words while remaining unchanged. And to know that I am one of the oldest Gen X's, that I come at a time in which my childhood was mostly normal, or at least normal before the iPhone, and after the iPhone, everything changed. Brain rot is real, it almost killed me. Parental neglect is real, it is systemic and culturally promoted. Saturn eating Jupiter is real because my dad is happy in his dysfunction and I'm here. He's set in his dysfunction and I'm trying to change. That I nearly died multiple times over even before I was an adult, let alone afterwards, in the care of my parents. And the care of my parents was deemed less so valuable than the care to their work, the care to their bosses, the care to their email, the care to their iPhones. And I'm left struggling in a world that seems hell-bent on burning itself down, trying to build up. For what? Maybe it's better that I do go homeless, because I don't know what to do in this place. This is scary. This is another box, another means to isolate myself, another self-imposed prison. Maybe freedom is not having economic means for prosperity, but freedom instead being the inability to lock yourself away in your own solitary confinement, to be radically free in the sense that you have no safety either, just out in the world. No ability to hide, no ability to shelter, either from the weather, the rain, the sun, the snow, the people, the authoritarians, the mindless consumers walking about not knowing that their inability to help is their inability to help their own self as well. Maybe it's better that I do go homeless, so I'm not surrounded by the means of my own dysfunction on a constant basis. So I don't have to worry about a clean kitchen as a means for survival. That I don't have to worry about my family having to protect me when they don't even understand what that means. How is it that they still want an apology? After my sister told me to kill myself. Do everybody a favor. Get it right next time. My mother, neurotic, her comfort zone strangling her. She wants to cut out the toxicity, not knowing that she is the toxicity, and there's no cutting that out. My younger sister getting caught up in the crossfire of all of this bullshit. Probably the worst off out of everybody. At least I got recognition. She doesn't have that. She's probably going through just as intense stuff, if not more so, with the stresses of having to survive economically in today's economy while sticking to her ideals, in which pushes her to do hard things, working for the places she works for. She's front lines just like everybody. And then I'm just getting my legs away. I'm starving. It's playoff season. At least I'm recovering from injuries. But I was so tired yesterday, I had to go home early. My downstairs neighbors are probably running a prostitution ring for some criminal gang. That's lovely. They're so fucking loud throughout the night. I think it's almost in spite of everybody around us. Their screams, sounds like straight up rape sometimes, echoes throughout my back alley on a daily basis. At least they might be so flippant in which they just get kicked out without my help. So I'm just gonna leave it be, but I need some goddamn sleep. And my kitchen's a mess. I'm supposed to be getting groceries at some point, but Oh, fuck. Okay. So, what next? What now? I don't know. Maybe just go about my day.